I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team fam? It's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm here to bring you guys the latest on Miss Porsha Williams and Kelli Farrell over there at RHOA. Listen, a lot of people have been calling Porsha a liar. Girl, them receipts are a lie. You're a lie, just like you lied on Drew Sidora last year. Liar, liar, pants on fire. We should go someplace and sit your down, okay? Well, Porsha doubled down on it last night on her tickety talk. She says she got the receipts, the story is real, and that the producers didn't show everything. Because she said basically she had Miss Kelli Farrell, she had her hands around her throat, metaphorically speaking, around her throat, and that Kelli was gagging. She was choking. She was struggling for air, is what she said. So if you guys missed that review that I did, check it out. Here it is. But listen, we're only on episode 2, and Kelli has been in these comments fighting for her life, making all types of press releases to her IG, just like this one right here. Let's look. Now, even though we all know that all of season 16, Kelli was talking about Simon and Porsha and Fallon. Girl, why are you getting to that woman's business? Why was you sleeping with that woman's husband? She even said it this season, season 17. But check out how she flips things in this little press statement of hers. She said 2 things are certain and 1 thing is for sure. I've never slept with a married man, but she definitely said she would, in all caps with the bull's eye beside it. She said, let's not forget what you said about Charles, Angela's husband. And then she said, no press, just truth. Now, I do want to say that Angela and Charles are cool with Porsha right now. They are so cool that they honored Porsha at a charity event and gave her some sort of plaque or reward for what I think it's called the Hosea House or something like that. Y'all know she has that charity with her family. They gave her an award for that at their foundation, what they do. So they don't have a problem with Porsha at all. It's weird that she brought it back to this, because this would be old news for the actual people that it involved. But let's see what Porsha Williams had to say, and then also what Dennis had to say. And this is important. Check this out. All right, you guys. So Porsha, like I said, was on her tickety talk just last night with Cynthia Bailey. Okay. And they're talking about these receipts with Kelli. Listen to what they had to say.
We were standing in the kitchen. We were cooking out, fixing stuff or whatever. And he got a text message. And I said, he sent it to me. So he read a text message and he changed energy. And I said, oh, okay. So he said, look at this. And so he showed me, this is why I say I'm the receipt. He showed me in his phone the text messages as they were coming in. So I don't need to have anybody, it's not third party. I myself, it's not like he told me, he paraphrased. I read them out of his phone myself.
As they were coming in.
As they were
bubbles loading
they
and
were
all
loading.
that. You're like, okay.
So the first message was, I just effed Kelli, right? I know this is TikTok Live. I hope this is adult TikTok Live. I just this, right? So I was like, what? I said, why did he tell you that? So apparently he told him that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would he tell me?
Because they're friends.
Oh.
And he told me because he was kind of in his feelings. So it was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna tell you because
he dated her as well.
Right.
God.
All right. So she said that the man she was with also dated Kelli. Small world. And yeah, from what I'm understanding, Atlanta is even smaller. Sometimes this crossover happens. But Porsha said that she happened to have been in her kitchen cooking dinner with a man that used to date Kelli. And I guess they wanted to share, whoever this other man was, wanted to share war stories. Okay, let's continue.
It's complicated. So he said, I just intimate with Kelli. And so I said, okay. So then I'm like, okay, so I'm reading. So then he said, she mentioned that she's on the phone with Porsha. So they don't finish whatever they did. She's in the bed. He done went into the bathroom talking and, texting or whatever and said, she mentioned Porsha. And so I thought to myself,
But why?
I said to him, why would she mention me? And he said, well, she said something about Dennis. And so I said, huh? So then I thought about it. BET Awards was after the reunion. Remember the reunion?
Yeah.
So remember at the reunion, Dennis came to the reunion. And Dennis and Kelli kind of had a back and forth about her saying that he was trying to hit her up. And she asked him, like, what's going on? Remember they had that back and forth?
Yeah.
It seemed like they had kind of talked or something.
Right.
So she was apparently gossiping on the phone about that to this person she was on the phone with. And so she said my name just to throw him off. Because, of course, he would be thinking, why are you mentioning Dennis? I'm like, well, that's damn weird. Why would she say my name?
Okay. So listen, I'm listening like y'all listening, child. She said that Dennis got into it with Kelli about, y'all remember at the beginning of the season, Shamia sat down with both Kelli and Britt, and they both had stories about how Dennis was in their DMs. And I think Britt said that Dennis had given her like a diamond necklace, something like that. Well, apparently Dennis did not. He did not agree with those things that Kelli said, which might explain why he has such back and forth with her, even in the comment section. But yeah, that is what happened. Okay, so this man goes into the bathroom. Kelli is on the phone chit-chatting while he's in the bathroom listening, and then basically gossiping his exploits to this other guy that happens to be sitting with Porsha.
Again, I thought about, oh, damn, this is after reunion. About the situation that happened at reunion.
Okay.
So she's there at BET Awards with Shamia, but Shamia wasn't there in the room, of course, nothing like that.
Well, I hope not.
No, she wasn't. So anyway, he continues with the text messages. So he asked, I said, we need to be shout. I said, so ask him, how they met or whatever. He said, oh, well, we met on the plane. And I said, what? So I said, well, ask him, what happened? He said, we was on the plane, we met, we was drinking. And, she told him the room and they went and, did adult things, but he's married. So I'm standing there and I'm like, now I know damn well this sound box ain't been screaming that I'm sleeping with a married man, and she is in the bed at a hotel room with this married man.
And
so
they're texting you.
Yeah, and they're texting him, and I'm reading it live. I'm reading it.
Lord.
So I said, oh my God. So I said, I'm just gonna hold it. I said, I said, I didn't tell nobody. I kept it to myself. He was like, well, if you want to, you can say it if you want. And I was like, I don't know. I see how the season goes. I see she has, what
that's called in housewife word, keeping one in the chamber.
Keeping one. So that.
Okay, so baby, it was a legit one-night stand. Met the man, allegedly met the man on a plane. They drink a little bit, hit it off, take it back to the hotel room. It was that easy. Okay, ooh, child.
That's why it sounded confusing on the show, because you see how long it takes to explain that. A scene is only a couple minutes. And of course she's talking over me, they couldn't get it. So that's why I had to rehash it to the producer in my confessional. Exactly.
Because context is everything.
Context is everything.
And we have no control of editing.
No.
Guys. So we can have that conversation, could have been 20 minutes, and what you guys will see is maybe 2 or 3 minutes of it?
2 or 3 minutes.
At best.
So it's going to be choppy. So all she did to confuse the situation was say, why would I be talking about Porsha and Dennis while having sex? Well, I didn't say that. I didn't say that you did. I said that it was a couple minutes.
I actually said it in my confessional too. I was like, why did we talk about the last?
Okay, so Porsha said, I absolutely told the story the right way. She gave it to the producer the right way. Kelli tries to confuse the audience by suggesting, while they were, going to Pound Town in the exact throes of that, she was mentioning Porsha's name, and Porsha said, I never said it that way. So anyway, Dennis ends up getting in the chat, because even I thought that it was Dennis they were talking about, but Dennis says she said, this doesn't mean it wasn't him, but he ends up getting in the chat and said she never said Dennis was the man in the kitchen whose text she was reading. Fix the tagline. So Porsha explained it. Dennis and Kelli got into it. That's the reason why. And that's important too, because y'all, my goodness, I know this is going to pop back up this season. Like I said, everyone keeps saying it was Porsha who lied on Drew. If y'all believe what was said about Drew and Dennis was a lie, it was Shamia. It was Shamia at her birthday party. Remember, she confronts Drew in front of the entire cast and said, you were at the club, hugged up on Dennis, holding hands with Dennis, and then point blank asked her, are you sleeping with that man? Because that is what friends of mine have sent to me by way of text message and other things. So Shamia said she had the information. Then there was a bunch of girls who came to, I think it was Texas, maybe Houston or something. They had a party. It was Porsha's sister, Lauren, was there. And then those girls also said they heard the same rumor. Some of them said, we know she was doing it because we know blah, 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 but they suggested it. Remember that? Sometimes we don't like someone sometimes and we'll just throw it on anybody. But Porsha never attacked Drew for that specifically. What Porsha actually said was, if you're sleeping with Dennis, cool. I just don't want you to use things that's between Dennis and I against us because our relationship is fragile. How we handle these kids is fragile. Then she attacked Dennis for even coming on the show with Drew. That was her problem. But I'm going to tell you what Porsha did do. Y'all might remember sometime later when she sits down with Drew and confronts her about a relationship she's having with a man named Black. She also shows a receipt. It was a text message between, was that there? Yeah, I think there, between Drew and Dennis, where it's being alleged that Drew wanted to pay Dennis with her hot box. And Dennis said, no, pay me what you owe, Pook, in Benjamins, right? That was what Porsha showed. The rumor was started by Shamia. I don't know why people just, we just get caught up sometimes, but just so you know, Dennis never corrected Porsha in that rumor. Porsha never corrected the rumor either. Porsha at the end of the reunion said, I don't want to fight with you, girl. And they hug it out, but she never said I lied. Just so y'all know, that was never, Dennis never corrected any of that. Even though he's in the comment section saying, it wasn't me. I'm not saying it didn't happen. It just wasn't me, okay? So anyways, y'all tell me what y'all think about all of it, child. More craziness, more craziness. I do think that Kelli backtracked a little bit in her comment by making it seem like it only had to do with Charles and how she would, girl, bye. You know what you were saying, and go ahead and stand 10 toes down on it if that's what you want to do. But y'all talk to me in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about all of it, please and thank you. Follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY and become a subscriber here at the Supreme Team family. Until the next one, bye-bye, guys.